exist. Figures on empty roads, beings that vanish mid-frame, and movements no human could make. Watch closely, because once you see this, night driving won't feel safe again. Driver in an abandoned area came across a man who felt like homeless, but then what took his attention was the stag horns on his head. Upon seeing closer, he noticed the strange head. Even the ears were all of deer. Soon he began to lunge, but the video ended and they escape. This is a sighting of a shapeshifter caught mid-transformation. Locals believe that the creature is an ancient guardian of the mountain and now haunts anyone who crosses its territory. Which theory do you believe in? Let me know in the comments. False monk. Late at night, a man driving alone spotted a monk standing by the road. Thinking he might receive a blessing, he slowed down. What happened next was disturbing. The monk's movements turned strange, almost jerky, and then he rushed toward the car. The scariest part? He ended up getting inside the car, and the fate of the driver remains unknown. Vanishing deer. A highway near a dark forest became the scene of a strange moment caught on a car's dash cam. A deer ran across the road, clearly trying to reach the trees. Just before it made it back into the forest, the animal vanished. There was no sign of it jumping away or hiding. 1 second it was in full view, and the next, it was gone. The sudden disappearance made many believe it was not natural. Some think the deer may have been teleported or abducted by an unknown force. This incident shows that aliens may not only be observing humans, they could also be taking animals from the wild for their secret experiments. Asylum intruder. A man in Texas called the police after having an encounter with a creepy intruder in his home. A strange girl had walked into his driveway, and the way she was behaving was not normal at all. Her pale face and blank stare made her look more like a ghost than a person.
Ela não tá bem.
Ela que morra aí mesmo.
Vamos entender o que é.
Oi, moça.
At first, the man thought he was seeing something supernatural, but when the police arrived, the truth came out. The girl wasn't your ghost, but she had escaped from a nearby asylum and wandered into his property. For once, it wasn't a ghost haunting the night. It was someone very real and even scarier.
Ela não tá bem.
Ela que morra aí mesmo.
Vamos entender o que é.
Oi, moça.
Ritual road figure. A man was driving home late at night when he noticed a person standing alone on the road, cloaked in a long black robe. At first, he thought it was someone needing help.
Oh my god! What are you doing?
But a second glance freaked him out. The person, presumably a man, was wearing a mask and holding a doll in his hands, not understanding what he was seeing and trying to get away.
Get out of the road! What are you doing? What the hell?
The man quickly turned his car around and drove backward. Days later, a group of teenagers came across something similar on the same road. This figure wore a mask too. They switched off their headlights, hoping it would disappear, but when they turned them back on, it had moved closer.
Uy, no, mija. La prenda dice... Uy, mija!
That was all the video could capture, and unfortunately, no one could confirm if the guys made it out safely. Night sounds. A boy recorded this outside his new house after he heard strange crying sounds coming from outside. Thinking someone needed help, he stepped out to check. That's when he saw an elderly woman screaming. Her voice felt wrong, and her appearance didn't seem human at all. She seemed to be a ghost. Later, neighbors told him these were the cries of a woman who once lived there and apparently never really left. Wrong turn. A group of friends took a wrong turn while driving late at night and ended up on the wrong road. As they sped up to get out of the area, the car suddenly hit something. They stopped, trying to figure out what just happened. But what happened next was far more disturbing. A strange figure appeared and began climbing onto the car. Visible anger. The recording cuts off at that moment. When police later arrived, they found the car abandoned, with only the friends' phones left behind. The group was never found. Lady or ghost? Sometimes the quietest highways carry the darkest shocks. This time, it happened to a truck driver. He suddenly noticed a woman sitting inside his truck, right in front of him. Before he could react, a strange fire burst out in front of her face. That's when her true form showed itself. She wasn't human. Her face was clearly pale, her eyes hollow and black. The flames didn't burn anything, and even the cross sign hanging inside the truck had no effect. After a few moments, the fire faded and the spirit disappeared. Whatever it was, it felt powerful, an evil presence so strong that even protective symbols couldn't affect it. Glowing arrival. On August 16th, 2025, a man was pulling into his driveway, ready to park, when something unexpected caught his eye.
Guys, this is me filming, this is not Photoshop. Wow.
A bright, lightning-like orb suddenly appeared, drifting through the air with purpose. It moved around slowly, then stopped directly in front of his car, lighting up the entire driveway.
I wish I had a better phone right now. Unbelievable.
The glow was intense, almost forming a circular shape, as if space itself was opening. The man froze, unable to move, feeling like stepping any closer would pull him somewhere else entirely. The orb hovered for a few seconds, then vanished, leaving the driveway silent again, but the moment stayed with him long after.
Flying around, it's shining, sparking too. First time in my life I see something like this.
Night crossing. A boy went out late at night to satisfy a craving for food when something shocking stopped him in the middle of the street. On the ground, he saw a terrifying ghostly figure crawling on all fours. Its face was completely distorted, with no recognizable features, giving it an otherworldly and horrifying appearance. The way it moved suggested something dark. Many believed it resembled a witch. This chilling encounter left him frozen, unsure whether to run or watch. Share your thoughts in the comments. Would you have dared to get closer, or would you have turned and ran? Highway policeman. On the Sipali Toll Road in West Java, Indonesia, drivers know this highway for one and one thing only: long-standing reports of strange sightings. Now, there's a video to back up those stories. A dashcam recorded a shocking moment when a car in the next lane suddenly shifted hard, as if avoiding someone standing on the road. And there was someone standing in the middle of the road. Locals believe this isn't random. According to drivers, he appears only at certain spots he chooses. If you're traveling that road at night, locals warn to stay alert, because he may appear right beside your car. Cemetery sensors. A Tesla was driving close to an old cemetery when the car's screen showed something unsettling. Pale figures appeared on the monitor, moving slowly as if they were walking around the graves. The strange part was that the driver couldn't see anything outside with his own eyes. Only the car's sensors picked them up. People later said it didn't look like a normal system error. Some believe the figures were spirits tied to the cemetery, unable to leave the place where they were buried. The moment felt heavy and uncomfortable, as if the area itself didn't want visitors passing through. Backseat apparition. Late at night, a group of boys was driving through a quiet area when one of them noticed a strange man standing alone on the road. In less than a second, the man suddenly appeared in the back seat with them, leaving everyone shocked. Then, just as quickly, he vanished again, as if he had never been there, whether it was a ghost or the spirit of someone who couldn't make it out alive from this road. Experiencing something like that in the middle of the night is the kind of fear that stays with you forever. Roadside figure. Around 3 a.m., a man was driving back home on a nearly empty road when he noticed someone standing alone on the roadside. With no other vehicles around, he assumed the person needed help and slowed down. That's when everything felt wrong.
Do you see that? But they got like some weird mask or something.
As the being came forward, he revealed dark, hollow eyes and a face that didn't look human at all. It felt less like a person and more like something wearing a human shape to trap anyone who stopped. The man immediately drove away and didn't look back.
Oh, what the Oh, what the
Lantern signal. A YouTuber was dared to drive through a stretch of abandoned fields late at night. Just as he entered inside, he noticed a person standing in the field, holding a lantern and slowly waving at him. That sighting alone felt strange. Who uses a lantern out there in modern times? He got some courage and stepped out of the car to look closer, but the field was empty. When he rushed back and shut the door, a demonic-looking face appeared at his window, staring straight at him. The clip ended there. No more explanation came. What happened next remained unknown. Bus route ghost. A passenger was recording the road from a moving bus when something shocking showed up. On the outside, a pale, ghostly girl clung to the side, staring straight at the driver. Strangely, he didn't react and calmly said, "This happens almost every time he drives that route. That spot," he explained, "is where the girl had tragically died. As soon as they passed, the figure vanished. Maybe she's still looking for peace, or maybe she's not ready to let go of that road." Blinding escape. Late at night, police officers were chasing a car that was speeding down the highway, with their dash camera recording the pursuit. Everything seemed routine until something strange happened. The passenger in the fleeing car suddenly leaned out and aimed a massive flashlight straight at the police vehicle. The beam was unbelievably intense, flooding the entire camera with white light and wiping out visibility in seconds. Officers later said the flashlight was rated at nearly 100,000 lumens, powerful enough to blind the camera completely. In that short moment of confusion, the car dodged the cops and disappeared into the night.
Something is lost, headed unknown.
White Road Spirit. In Shimla, India, a group of friends went on a night drive along a narrow, eerie road. The path was silent and dark when they suddenly saw something ahead. A spirit, dressed in a white robe with long white hair, was moving across the road. No one spoke as it slowly passed to the other side. Nothing happened to them, but the encounter left them scared. Traffic halt. At a traffic signal, cars were stopped, and drivers expected to see normal pedestrians crossing the road. Instead, they witnessed something deeply unsettling. A strange figure crawled across the street, low to the ground, moving like a spider with far too many legs. It didn't match any insect or animal people had ever seen. Some who saw the footage later believed it wasn't from nature at all, but something otherworldly, or possibly a failed lab experiment that somehow made its way outside. Forest path figure. During a routine night patrol, a forest official accidentally stepped into a restricted no zone. He first thought an animal was crossing the path and kept recording. Later, when he replayed the footage, the truth felt unsettling. The shape Movement and the brief glimpse of its figure didn't match any animal he had ever seen. This area was already known for strange creature appearances and had been sealed before by people. But this time, it was declared a red zone for real. Silent Road Woman. A dash cam in Mexico captured a disturbing moment late at night. A man was driving on an empty road when a barefoot woman suddenly appeared right in front of his car. She stood still as the headlights hit her face. Each time he tried to slowly move past, she stepped into his path again, blocking the road. She never asked for help and never spoke. She just stood there, silent and unmoving. After a few tense moments, the driver finally managed to get around her and escape. The way she behaved didn't feel normal, almost as if something else was controlling her actions and testing how far it could go. Waiting Sisters. In Malaysia's Cameron Highlands, a tourist's dash cam recorded this. They didn't notice anything unusual at the time, but later, while re-watching their footage, sitting quietly on a rock beside the road were two women. What stood out was their faces, unnaturally pale and empty. Locals later told the couple a chilling story about the spirits of two sisters. They were probably still there. Even though the ghosts don't bother anyone, they still were a haunting sight. Hybrid road entity. Travelers driving along the Balsilis Neva Road late at night ran into something they never expected. Right there on the roadside was a strange animal, but when they zoomed in, things were horrifying. The appearance was similar to human and animal, but the way it moved was completely wrong. One of the passengers quickly pulled out a phone and recorded the moment. The footage spread fast, raising serious concern. Whether it was a cryptid known to local folklore or the result of a failed experiment in human hybridization, it was a creature of horror. Alaska humanoid. Rare footage from Alaska shows a hunter heading toward the woods when his camera accidentally caught something disturbing. Standing near the tree line was a gray, humanoid-shaped figure, thin and unnatural in appearance. What made the moment more convincing was the hunter's dog, which immediately sensed something was wrong and began reacting aggressively toward the figure.
See something back here.
The hunter didn't wait to investigate and sped away without looking back. Whether this was a cryptid being rumored in Alaska's wilderness or an unknown alien species that had just landed, one thing felt certain: the encounter was not meant to happen.
Holy crap!
Roadside lure. A driver in Australia had a terrifying close call late at night on a road in Brisbane South. While driving along Pinelands Road in Sunnybank Hills, out of nowhere, a strange man wearing a bright top stepped straight into the road. The driver tried to steer away, but the figure moved with the car, blocking the path. With no space left to escape, the driver quickly spun the wheel and made a sudden U-turn. The car narrowly missed the man before speeding off in the opposite direction. Soon, the video was all over social media. Some believe he might have been trying to lure the driver into a trap, while others think it could have been a prank gone terrifyingly wrong. Either way, the encounter left the driver and everyone who saw the video feeling uneasy about his real intention. Teleporting pedestrian. A car's dash camera captured a moment that instantly unsettled viewers. The driver was moving along the road normally when, without any warning, a man appeared beside a red car. Just seconds earlier, that spot was completely empty. There was no sign of him walking in or stepping out from anywhere nearby. The timing felt impossible. One frame showed nothing, and the next showed a man standing there, calm and composed, walking on his way. It looked like the case of teleportation, as if the man had appeared in that exact spot from an invisible portal. Who knows how people from different universes traveling among us, and we hardly catch them. Phantom pursuit. Police officers were on a routine patrol when their dashcam captured a car speeding down the road. They tried to get the driver to pull over, but the car kept moving strangely. In a shocking second, it completely vanished from sight, then reappeared, driving at a supernatural speed. The car eventually drove straight toward a fence, where there was no way out, but it simply vanished again. The officers ended the chase because they probably were chasing a ghost car, or perhaps something far more outworldly controlling it. Dog or man? A man in Argentina posted a disturbing video from a late-night drive that left viewers unsettled. It was around 3 a.m. when he noticed a shape on the road ahead. At first glance, it looked like a dog, but as he got closer, something felt off. The face didn't look fully animal, and it didn't look human either.
Es el lobizón. Me corto la bola, es el lobizón. Mira, mira qué feo, mira qué feo, mira.
Terrified, he didn't stay to find out. He sped away, later saying he believed he had seen a dog man. Encounters like this remind people that some roads hide things you're never meant to face alone, especially late at night.
Atención. Radar fijo.
Mira.
Límite 40.
Lantern Man. In 2022, a man driving home passed through a quiet forest road near Kuha Dam. There, he spotted a dark figure appeared walking along the roadside. People living nearby quickly recognized it as the Lantern Man, a figure reported in this area for years. A very aged man living in the woods alone, who only owns a lantern and looks for people driving alone. He could be a cannibal, but no one has ever dared to go closer and find out the truth. Flying bicycle. A truck driver's dashcam caught a moment that still doesn't make sense. While driving a dark, empty highway late at night, a bicycle suddenly flew straight into the road, as if thrown with force. The driver slammed the brakes just in time. When the footage was reviewed, a hooded figure could be seen making the throw. The problem was how it appeared. There were no cars, no lights, no place for anyone to come from. Even his face wasn't visible, just a shifting dark shape. The video cuts abruptly. Until then, no one could understand what it was. Late drive. A family driving through South Yorkshire late at night captured a terrifying moment on their dashcam. As their car moved along a dark, empty road, a person dressed as a clown suddenly stepped out in front of them. At first, the clown waved casually, almost as if it was a prank. But within seconds, the mood shifted. The clown began running straight toward the car, forcing the driver to speed up. And that finally made the clown go away. And that too for good. Empty road. A couple was driving along a lonely road in San Vicente late at night. Their conversation stopped when the headlights revealed a strange gray figure ahead. It looked human in shape, but had no visible face. For a few seconds, they just stared, unsure of what they were seeing. Nervously, the driver slowly backed up, then suddenly sped away. What unsettled them most was the figure's behavior. It didn't chase the car or show any emotion. It simply kept walking forward, silent and unaware, as if the couple had never been there at all. Sudden stop. On April 22, 2022, a car's dashcam captured something deeply unsettling. Out of nowhere, a woman appeared on the road. She didn't try to cross like a normal pedestrian. Instead, she walked straight toward the car. When he reversed the car suddenly to maintain distance, she turned around and vanished into the darkness. When people saw the footage online, they believed she was a ghost pretending to be human, and asked the guy to be grateful that he came out alive.
Who is she? I don't know, but that's creepy.
Quiet crossing. In Japan, a dashcam captured a tiny humanoid figure. It quietly crossed the road and looked almost like a dwarf stepping out of a fairy tale. The way it walked felt calm and deliberate, not rushed or panicked. The footage sparked an eerie thought. Could the creatures we hear about in old stories actually be real? With the universe being unimaginably vast, it's hard to believe humans are the only forms of life. Perhaps other entities exist alongside us, unseen. Maybe they've always been there. The only difference is that we don't have the eyes to notice them. Park sighting. In the province of Santa Fe, in the city of Reconquista, security guards captured footage of a strange being inside a park near the forest. The figure was dark and humanoid in shape. It stayed seated on the ground the entire time, with its head lowered, slowly feeding on grass. Its face was never clearly visible, making its identity hard to determine. Many compared it to a werewolf, or this could be some unknown cryptid. Since then, authorities have sealed the park and are actively searching for whatever that creature was. Highway crossing. Highway surveillance footage from the UK caught something that still confuses viewers years later. The camera shows a figure sprinting across a 4-lane motorway at full speed. At first, it looks like an animal, but slow-motion frames tell a different story. The shape appears humanoid, with a human-like head and body, yet it was running on all fours. When the clip surfaced in 2007, people suggested everything from a deer to a dog, even a kangaroo. Those ideas didn't hold up, especially since deer don't move like that. Paranormal investigators later confirmed that crossed that road was real, and it didn't fit anything familiar. Silent Bridge. Late-night drives are getting creepier than ever. On a quiet bridge, a man suddenly noticed what looked like a strange roadblock ahead and slowed down. As soon as he stopped, a hooded figure standing near the car stepped closer.
What's going on?
The man tried asking questions, but the figure didn't respond at all. That's when he panicked. He didn't act like a normal person in need of help. Whether it was a ghostly presence wearing a human shape or something far worse, one thing was clear to the driver. Its intentions didn't feel safe, and staying any longer could have ended badly.
Can I help you with something?
Burning road. A video recently grabbed attention, and not in a good way. A man was driving along a deserted road when he suddenly saw fire burning right in the middle of it. There was no wreck, no wires, no reason for flames to be there at all. As he slowed down, he noticed a figure dressed in white standing close to the fire, completely still. His immediate reaction was fear. Maybe a cult. Maybe some kind of dark ritual taking place. The recording ended moments later, leaving viewers uneasy. What made it even more disturbing was what followed. After that night, the man who filmed it was never seen again. Hidden cargo. Footage posted on February 17th, 2024, shows a driver and passenger stuck in traffic behind several large trucks. While waiting, the passenger noticed something odd at the back of one truck. There was a small opening, and from inside, a strange hand could be seen. It looked humanoid in shape, but the color was an unnatural gray, nothing like normal skin. The hand didn't move much, but its presence alone raised alarms. It looked like a quiet transfer, as if authorities had captured a cryptid and were moving it without drawing attention. Backseat presence. This video comes from a taxi driver's dash cam in Japan, and once you notice it, it's hard to forget. As the driver pulls over late at night to pick up a woman, the rear door opens, but no one gets in. Thinking nothing of it, he drives away. That's when the real shock appears. In the back seat, a woman can clearly be seen sitting there, silent and still. The driver later said he never noticed anything unusual while driving. It was only after he got home and reviewed the footage that he saw her. Moments later, the figure fades away completely, leaving the backseat empty again, as if she was never there at all. Roadside silence. A tired worker was heading home late at night after a long shift when something on the side of the road made him slow down. There was a figure dressed in a white robe, but shockingly, it had no head. It didn't move, didn't react, just stood there facing the road. The worker felt an instant heaviness in the air and drove off in fear. Later, locals suggested the spot was known for strange stories, hinting the figure could be a cursed spirit trapped there. That road hasn't felt the same since. Field Watcher. A farmer stepped into his fields late at night after hearing that animals were ruining his crops. As he walked deeper, his light caught something sitting on the ground.
No mames, mira, mira, ahí está. Es un pinche duende, güey.
It wasn't any known animal. It was small, hairless, with long arms, sharp features, and glowing eyes locked straight on him. Suddenly, it rushed forward. The camera shook hard, and the video cut off right there, making the moment even harder to watch.
Está bien chiquito, no va a creer nadie.
Viewers quickly pointed out how closely it matched old reports of goblin-like beings. The creature which the farmer faced that night didn't seem lost or afraid. It looked like it knew exactly where it was. Passing figures. A terrifying video filmed by a local driver is now spreading across the internet. The shaky footage shows several black-robed figures walking slowly along the roadside as the car speeds past them. At first glance, they look human, but the more people watch, the more unsettling it feels. Many believe the driver wasn't seeing ordinary people at all, but dark presences meant only for him to witness. Their robes and silent movement reminded viewers of ghostly nuns, as if they were gathering for something sinister. Some even believe these were evil spirits following him. One thing feels certain: if your camera ever captures what others can't see, your safety may already be gone.